FFA, or the Future Farmers of America, is the largest student-led organization in the United States. Students around the nation do many different activities involving agriculture, such as horticulture, speaking events, shop projects, and even raising livestock. Recently, another organization named PETA has been publicly shaming teachers, past and present members of FFA for animal cruelty. Even though these accusations are actually false, thousands of people have shared the articles that PETA has posted online. The issue with this is that PETA is assuming that students are mistreating livestock, when in reality, our livestock live better than some people. For example, my personal livestock get bathed twice a day sometimes. They constantly have fresh food and water. They have taken our FFA pillars of leadership and torn it apart in order to shame the future agriculturalists. The parts that stood out to me at first were the ones that stated what I knew to be very false information about the agricultural industry. The first paragraph basically stated that we push kids to develop their potential for premier leadership, personal growth, and career success by encouraging them to raise animals for slaughter. Those of us that are familiar with the FFA organization know how false that statement is. The FFA has many different types of opportunities for all students. Yes, we encourage participation, but that's it. We do not encourage students to raise animals to slaughter. Yes, we teach FFA members the importance of the livestock industry. We raise animals like steers and pigs to provide food for our country and byproducts that we use daily, not for our own benefit. The article then went on to talk about how cows are hoisted upside down by their hind legs and dismembered while they're still conscious. This was in course in reference to the processing of animals being raised for meat production. There's a video linked to the article showing a pig being hanging on a rack with its throat being slashed out as it bleeds to the floor and flops to the ground. Now that is their attention grabber. Who wouldn't be shocked by that? Those of us who aren't familiar with the processing of livestock like I am would see and read this and more than likely believe that's how the meat they buy in stores is processed. Readers would not know that this method of slaughter has not been practiced in the United States, thanks to the 1958 Humane Slaughter Act, which made it illegal to process animals inhumanely. Processing plants use much more humane methods, like stun guns, which are used to keep the animals from feeling anything and render them unconscious immediately. The clip makes it easy to believe that animals are processed just like the video shows. The animals are cut open, forced to bleed out, and dismembered alive. But in actuality, the animal's nervous system is still functioning, causing the limbs to move. Conveniently, PETA fails to mention any of these facts. Another paragraph takes part of the code of ethic that talks about being courteous, honest, and fair with others. It goes on to explain how by teaching and using artificial insemination as a breeding method, we are basically promoting rape. The article states cows are artificially inseminated over and over again, often on devices called rape racks. This is totally not true. Referencing rape when talking about breeding cattle not only sends the wrong message, but makes readers believe that cows are mistreated. Artificial insemination is actually used for the animal's safety. Sometimes breeding cattle through natural service can cause them to get hurt or injured due to the weight. It also prevents females from being bred with high birth weight bulls that can cause calving difficulty, which can result in a painful birth and even loss of the female. The article goes on to say how cows are torn away from their mothers in light of collecting milk for human consumption, which is definitely not the case. Cows are moved to separate living quarters shortly after birth, only to protect the health of the calf, not to starve them. Newborn calves are not denied milk. In fact, dairy cattle farmers make sure the calves are bottle-fed at least 2 to 4 quarts of colostrum to help build the calf's immune system. They are returned to their mothers, and after that, they are allowed to nurse as needed. I could go on and on about the different ways that PETA has used this article to defy the FFA and all it stands for. But the moral of the story is they have it all wrong. Like any other type of publication, the articles only tell one side of the story. PETA and other animals' rights groups like to include footage like the ones linked to the video and say that all producers abuse animals. I'm not saying that the videos do not show some real abuse, which I absolutely did not condone, but one person's actions do not define those of the FFA. Before publicly shaming students, teachers, and even farmers, it's important to understand what they actually do. FFA students have many different choices in what they might like to participate in within the organization. Speaking events, skills competitions, photography, shop projects, livestock projects, art projects, and even horticulture are just a few things that students can participate in. PETA is simply using the FFA to convince individuals to believe in their way of life. The FFA creates strong leaders, and we should stand up for ourselves. The way these articles have portrayed our organization is not only false, but cruel. Past, present, future, and even new members should take a stand against PETA and their false accusations.